So here we have this VEVOR 12 unit server rack. Now, full disclosure, they did send this to me for free, but the opinions in this video are my own. It comes really well packaged in this box here. It's all wrapped up nicely, and there's an instruction manual showing you how to put everything together. All the parts, as well as the hardware, are labeled, which should make it pretty easy to put together. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll set this stopwatch here to see how long it takes me. And there we go, that was a pretty simple assembly. It was just a bunch of screwing stuff together, and it took me just over half an hour. Also, you will need a screw gun for this. Anyway, taking a closer look at this thing, this is the 12 unit server rack, but they have smaller and larger sizes. It's made out of these black powder coated steel channels. The steel is about a 1/16 of an inch thick, and overall this server rack is super sturdy. It has plenty of reinforcement pieces in all of the corners, and it also uses a lot of screws to hold it all together. And just set on the floor like it is here, it's supposed to be able to support up to 500 pounds. As you can see, it has a pretty rigid design, and I'd easily trust the frame for the 500 pounds. That being said, the server rack also comes with these locking casters, and the casters themselves are pretty heavy duty. They could definitely hold the 500 pounds, but the nuts that you screw these into are not welded on very well, and just from me jumping a little bit, it did break one of them loose, and now it's a little bit crooked. But anyway, you can also mount this thing to the wall, and it comes with these expansion bolts that fit right into these keyhole slots to help you do that. Anyway, this server rack comes with two of these shelves on the back here, as well as this grounding wire that I attached right here. The shelves are only mounted at the back here, and they're not quite as sturdy as the rest of the rack, so you should probably limit the weight you put on these to around maybe 20 pounds. But anyway, the main use for this is going to be to hold your servers. You can see on each side here there's these numbers which will help you space out the servers and attach them correctly. And those numbers are also on the back side of the rack. This rack measures 20¼ inches wide, and then it's 23 inches deep. The depth is actually adjustable though. You can see there's these 4 screws here, and if you pull those out on the bottom and top of both sides, then you can slide the two sides apart and slide them apart to a max depth of 40 inches. You have to keep in mind though that the plate on the top is not adjustable, so however much you adjust it out, there's going to be that much gap on one of the sides. Also, one more thing to point out is that it comes with a few extra of these mounting hardware pieces. These little square nuts and clips go on the back side just like this, and they just pop into place, and you'll space them out just like this, and then you'll be able to slide your server unit over the front of this and attach it with 2 screws. That being said, there are only enough extra pieces here to attach 2 server units. I really don't know too much about server racks, but this seems like a pretty decent one for the price. It's built really well, it's super solid, it's pretty adjustable as well on the side here. Really the only issue, which may just be on the ones I received, is that the wheels are not mounted very well. But apart from that, it's a pretty solid server rack.